Hello everybody, it's me Chris at Pro Am again. A lot of people have been asking us to give an opinion on the latest two big fights it's been on. Obviously the biggest one was Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, and Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall this weekend. Both very close fights, and both camps thought they'd won it on each side and everything. With the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk one, I've also got another little bit of interest in it about the gloves, because Alexander Usyk uses Rival. We deal with Rival, they're good friends of ours. They do a similar thing to us, where they have two kinds of glove, a horsehair puncher's type glove and a foam type glove that's more protective for the boxer's hands. And of course Tyson Fury prefers Paffin Sports. Again, a few years back, Peter Paffin, the owner of Paffin Sports, was a friend of mine, and we used to use the same company to make some of our equipment, i.e. the fight gloves. Maybe 15-20 years ago, that same company, a company called Star Pack, they make the Paffin gloves. Peter introduced them to me. We needed some fight gloves to use for matchroom shows and some other shows up in the northwest in the pro game, and they supplied us with a glove to our spec that we needed, which is identical to the Paffin glove and very similar to our original horsehair fight glove. I will show you some stills on it and some stills on them. So as going into the fight anyway, having studied both boxers for a long time, obviously I've known Tyson Fury being from the northwest, and I've seen him from being a junior boxer and boxing as a professional, followed him all the way through. Alexander Usyk and that Ukrainian team I've known for a long time also, because I used to go on a lot of international tournaments and quite often used to run into the Ukrainian team, and I got to know them quite well many years ago, and I've had some good times with them. So I've been around both, seen both camps quite a lot from the beginning to where they currently are. So I had no favourites in the fight, although I did favour Alexander Usyk because I knew the kind of fighter he is and the experience he's got. Amateur, not as much professional, but the level of amateur he was so high. I think that negates a lot of professional experience, as some people I'll say as well. Now, I did think the plan was to try and burn Tyson out and set a high pace, which seemed what they do, or what went on. The first few rounds, Usyk seemed to dominate, and then Fury was showboating and mucking about. That's Tyson, that's his personality, you know, he likes to have a muck about, so fair enough. I scored the fight very close. In fact, I think I scored it 115, 114. So I couldn't really separate them. Obviously the big round 9 was the separator for me, and for many other people involved in boxing. It was a great fight to watch, as everybody says. I thought Usyk won the first 3, Tyson the 4th. You know, and so on. So it was a great, like I say, it was a great fight to watch, and I think the right man got the decision. Obviously, like, one judge saw it the other way. I couldn't see that score what that other judge got, who gave it to Tyson. So bit of a strange one. But there you go. Everybody has a different opinion. It depends on the angle you watch it from. We only see it from one angle on TV. The judges see it from different angles, so you've got to understand that they don't see the same fight that you're seeing. What looks like a landing blow from one angle misses by a mile on another angle. So people saying judges are bent and judges are this and judges are that, generally that doesn't happen. It's just the angle they were watching the fight from is slightly different, so they see a slightly different thing from you. And like I say, I'm quite happy that the right man won. If we get the rematch, I'm sure Tyson's a clever lad and his team are good. They'll adjust, but on the other hand, Alexander Usyk's team, they'll know he's going to adjust, and they'll readjust to compensate. So I'm sure that's going to be just as an exciting fight, and let's hope it is. Now going on to this weekend's big fight, Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. Again, both camps I know quite well. Josh Taylor's camp, Joe and Declan, I remember them from being kids, winning national schoolboy titles and junior titles and senior titles for the Rotunda, and I think they've turned out to be a really good team, a good pro team, the Rotunda pro team. I like what they do. They're good lads, and I can see that's the best Josh Taylor I've ever seen, and I've always liked Josh. He's a brilliant fighter. That is the best version of Josh Taylor I've ever seen. You can see where Joe and Declan have improved him and got him knuckled down. He made the weight easy, which he wasn't doing before, and so you can see what a good influence they are on Josh. I can see where the judges gave it to Jack. Again, I know Jack's team. I've known them for a long time as well. Jamie Moore, I remember him as an amateur, and I remember him, obviously I know him as a pro. We used to take lads up sparring with him at Oliver's and stuff like that. So, you know, they're a good team. Young Mr. Travis in there, like Travis Jr. He's a character as well, and a very experienced lad as well himself. So Jack's had a very good team round him as well, you know. So and it showed. It was a very, very even fight this time. I think Josh took Jack lightly because he didn't know anything about him the first time, and it showed he'd done his own work this time. It was so close all the way through. I did think Jack Catterall, he's a reaction fighter and a counter puncher, and he did nick the first 5 rounds or so, and then Josh upped it and took it to him. I think the only difference in the scoring on that one was, I think it's a bit contentious for me because Josh was winning that 11th round by a mile, and he dropped his guard and he caught a good backhand off Catterall, and a lot of people just gave that round to Jack because of that one punch. There's 3 minutes in the round and there's 3 minutes worth of scoring. That seemed to sway it for a couple of the judges, I think. Plus, I think that the 2 judges who had it 117 to Jack, I think I can't see that. I think they were just being a bit generous, thinking we'll give Jack a bit of a head start because of what happened last time. I did think Jack Catterall won it last time because that wasn't the real Josh Taylor. But I saw a very, very close fight, and I think that the fast start and the good start that Jack got won in the fight. Josh came back at the end and really give it a go, and was unfortunate. He just couldn't land that clean shot, I think, because of Catterall's good defence. And like I say, there's a couple of rounds where Jack seemed to steal it with one good shot. So that's my opinion on the 2 biggest fights we've had this year so far, and like I say, hopefully we'll have a few more before the end of the year, and I'd love to see Taylor Catterall free just to sort it out, a decider if you like. I think that'd be a good fight. Hopefully we can get our gloves on these big shows now. People are realising we didn't go away, we haven't been anywhere. We got used in the past on big shows and big world title fights and big title fights as we did. We've improved our gloves. Most people are just still the same, and now they're getting more and more used in title fights again. So hopefully some of these big sky fights you'll get to see our equipment on, and we'll prove a point that we're better than the rest. It's not just my say so. So little bit of a different one this week. Hope you like this one. It's just a little bit different with the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk and the Josh Taylor Jack Catterall fights, just because people want to see my opinion. So it's not just my opinion on the equipment used, although I've no opinion on the gloves that were used in the Catterall Taylor fight. But I did have a little bit of interest in the ones on the big fight, the Fury Usyk fight. So a little bit different. Hope you liked it. Hope it answered a few questions and opened a few people's eyes. And good luck, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the doodads, ticks and hearts, and pass us on to other people. See you next week.